Now, we promised this, Arsenal fans. We've had so many nice things to say.
Do you believe now? Do you believe?
That they can win the title?
Yeah.
They can win the title. I'm still going like 95-5 or 80 or 90-10 to City.
But the maturity they showed on Sunday, compared to, for example, that defeat at United, where they came back to 1-1. I mean, it's easier when you obviously open the scoring. But you see the progress they're making. But again, this was the strongest 11. Chelsea were nowhere near the strongest 11 with all the players missing that they have, which I think has to be also taken into consideration when we analyze the game.
Okay, so we've promised this to Arsenal fans, and this is part of my wider issue about how football's become so polarized and the big teams have so many resources that they can go and just crush all the smaller teams. People think it's normal that teams win the title with 100 points and whatever else. It's not normal. We have a serious problem. I've said this before.
Yeah.
So, as evidence of this, we both remember the Arsenal Invincibles. This team has more points than the Arsenal Invincibles.
One more, yeah. So Arsenal had never had 34 points at this stage of the season before, ever.
Now, when we go through the teams, right, one by one, in terms of where they were at that time, not who's had the better career, right, but where they were at that time, that season, versus what they're producing now, right? I just wanted you to do the 1 to 11, Jules, and we'll see if we agree, right? Lehman or Ramsdale?
I pick Ramsdale.
I pick Ramsdale too because I'm not really a fan of Lehman. Okay. Loudon or Ben White?
I've been very impressed by Ben White at right back.
But I'm still picking Loudon. Yep.
Yeah.
Sol Campbell of that time.
Yeah.
Against Saliba.
Saliba.
You're going to take him over Sol?
No.
I mean, okay, fine. No.
They're not the same age.
No. But that's what I'm saying is this was an Arsenal team in full maturity.
Okay, but I pick Saliba ahead of Kolo Touré, for example. So I'll have a Sol Campbell.
You have to pick Gabriel against Kolo Touré, and then you pick Kolo Touré or Francois or whatever he goes by these days, right? Ashley Cole or Zinchenko? Right?
But okay.
No.
But Arteta write that today. Ashley Cole cannot do what Zinchenko is doing.
That's fine. But Zinchenko can't do what Ashley Cole is doing.
But Ashley Cole worked at the time for Wenger. Zinchenko now, there was no way Arteta would pick Cole ahead of Zinchenko.
The reason I'm doing this is to underscore how young this team, how good they can be going forward.
Yeah. But you can't. The Invincible are the Invincible for a reason. But maybe that time they had 26 wins, 12 draws, as you reminded me before. But maybe the level of the Premier League then was better than it is now.
You really believe the level of the Premier League back then was better than it is now?
No, but in the sense that maybe the Everton side in that season was better than the current Everton side.
Yes, and that is my point. It was better because you didn't have this massive concentration of resources that we have now. That is partly my point. Because let's keep going with the players because I think this is relevant. Okay. Gilberto Silva, who won a World Cup against Granit Xhaka, who nearly got sent off. Yeah. That's Gilberto Silva every day of the week. Patrick Vieira up against Thomas Partey. With all the love for Partey, it's Patrick, right?
Yeah.
We'll compare Odegaard with Pires, yeah?
I mean...
It's close.
But I would never go against Robert Pires.
Okay. I think that one might be a toss-up. Ljungberg against Saka. We'll go Saka, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Freddie. And then Henry and Bergkamp against Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. I'm not even going to entertain the possibility of a discussion. But to me, there are three takeaways here. One is the point I originally made, which is this weirdo imbalance. Two is the phenomenal job that Arteta is doing with this team. And three, the fact that this Arsenal team can get better. Because if we have this conversation in 3 years' time, most of these guys get better, they make one or two more signings, then maybe it's a different conversation.
Yeah, completely. This is what, let's say 2 years in the process. I think from what Arsenal and Arteta are very good is what they've built so far in that space of time in terms of changing 80% of that squad from where Arteta arrived. The players that he didn't want, the players that didn't fit, the players that didn't want to be there, all gone. And in return, sign the players that would fit perfectly in what he wants to do, which I think a lot of clubs, including Chelsea and Potter, will have to take as an example and just follow. This is what Potter has to do now. Get rid of all the players in that squad that doesn't fit his philosophy, that he doesn't want there, and sign ones who will fit the philosophy. But we've said all along that Arteta was an elite coach. Even when they were a bit struggling, we said that he had the right ideas, the right attitude, the right message. You can make fun of some of the team talks and some of the drawings. Of course, I get it. He's got ideas, and the bond that he has with his players is something.
Let me ask you something else. So we keep talking about signings, right? Arteta has a big voice in the signings, but he's not the guy doing the signings. There's a guy named
His talent ID is spot on, though.
Edu is the sporting director there, right?
Yeah,
this is the same Edu who we like him as a person because he's a very nice guy, but we destroyed him not that long ago, or I did, for extending Aubameyang's contract, for bringing in David Luiz, for bringing in Willian. Again, I'm blanking on whether Arteta was there when Willian came in, right? But this is the same guy.
Yeah.
What's changed? Was it that Unai Emery wanted these players?
No, but I think...
Has Edu taken a step back vis-a-vis what the manager wants? Has Edu's vision of what's needed changed? What's different?
No, I think that when Arteta arrived, your context is different. Context evolves in where you are in a football club. So maybe Arteta arrives, you need a quick fix in certain position. Right. So you go for what's available, either on a free, you need some experience.
I will tell you right now.
But
that is a stupid way of thinking, and I'm glad he learned from his mistake. Because they were so far away from top four. But to think that Willian and David Luiz are going to take you into the top four, no, they should have started rebuilding then. And they did do some rebuilding
easy,
then.
Gab. If you don't have money, you can only sign free agent. Good luck to find some free agent that will...
These are expensive free agents, though.
No, I know they are. But
you can spend that same money on kids. And again, to be fair to Arsenal, they did spend money on kids, right? William Saliba, who obviously arrived, had his issues, went away, came back. He wasn't cheap. Was it like 30 million, 35 million, 30, right? Yeah. That means I've identified him. I believe he's good. I'm going to stick with him when he's not even... Was it Emery who left him out of the squad or whatever, right?
Yeah, Arteta then.
Or Arteta, that shows foresight. But I think to me, the lesson here is you have to commit one way or another. And if you bring in Willian and Alba and so on, you're bringing in last pieces of the puzzle to get you over the top. You do that when you're close to top four, close to winning the title.
Yeah, maybe.
Arsenal
I think the most important is the template. What you have to do, the direction that you take. At that time, Arteta was still thinking, still looking. He played with the back five. They won the FA Cup, okay, but it was the pandemic years. Now that they have the structure and the template, they're going to go forward that way and sign the players that just fit in, like a Zinchenko, like an Odegaard, even if they may be not the ones that people fancy the most.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.